All right, with that, we bring in Iranian women's rights campaigner Masih Alinejad, who has been with us many times over the years. She has been a target of an attempt to kill her, and that was adjudicated in U.S. courts, and we can talk about that in a moment. They were convicted of plotting to assassinate her in a murder-for-hire scheme backed by the Iranian government. So, Masih, I know it's hard for you to watch the interview. I think it's interesting when asked about do women have more freedom in Iran, you heard the president say that they absolutely do. And he talked about 5 women who are in the upper echelons of the government. But he said progress doesn't mean that I get to do whatever I want.
First of all, look, I'm shaking because you're talking to a terrorist. We don't call him president. President is a diplomatic name that they don't deserve it because we don't have fair and free election. Marta, you know how much I love you. But I really want to ask you a simple question. Sitting with a terrorist and not even being allowed to shake his hand, did you ask for him to shake his hand? He would say no. He would definitely say no. If you were like this, showing your leg, definitely he will cover your leg, and if you were sleeveless, he will.
He said that they did that to another reporter.
Just today, yeah. On a state television, they actually used AI to cover a female minister's leg. So what is the difference between ISIS and this person? That they force a 7-year-old girl, 7-year-old, I'm repeating, 7-year, like a little girl, should be covered. The same day when you were interviewing this person, the school starts opened in Iran. The entire population watched how they forced 7-year-old girls to cover themselves. If they don't, they won't be able to get an education. Then that person says that there is a difference between ISIS and Islamic Republic. How? The same day you interviewed Pezeshkian, an Iranian activist, Somalia Rashidi, was killed in prison in Iran. Thank you for inviting me and allowing me to expose his lies. But it doesn't get any media coverage in the West that the same day he was here at the United Nations, the Iranian regime actually tested missiles in Iran. Right now that I'm talking to you. So when these people get free platform, especially Fox News, it's a little bit moving for me as well because they bullied me.
But what? No,
for coming on Fox News. Yeah. They hate Fox News.
Well, be that as it may, one of the things that I wanted to press him on was the attack in June on the Iranian nuclear facilities. And I asked him, and you'll see it in the other part of the interview, you know, why enrich to 60% and tell people that this is an energy program when it only takes a single digits of enrichment for an energy program? Why bury an energy program 100 meters below the ground? And he basically said, well, you know, the reason that we enrich to that level is because the IAEA, that's what they told us we were allowed to do.
But my sister, if I be honest with you, with so much respect to you always giving voice to Iranian voiceless women, we don't need to get these terrorists and losers and killers a platform to expose their lies. We know that. There's only one option: to ask the democratic countries to be united and kick them out from everywhere.
But don't you think that's what's been happening? I mean, they are so isolated now. And I asked him about this. I said, you know, so Hezbollah and Hamas have been decimated. Your aerial defenses have been decimated. You are in a weaker position than you have ever been in right now. So, you know, when I look at this, and I also asked him about the deals that are being made potentially if the Abraham Accords come back between Saudi Arabia and Israel.
That's their nightmare.
How does he feel about all of these deals? And he basically said, you know, well, they'll do what they want to do, but we have such strong nationalism now, he said, because of the attacks on us, our people are much more cohesive. What do you say to that?
I'm a nationalist. I love Iran. I sacrificed my life for Iran as well. So this person do not dare to see me, an Iranian woman, an Iranian journalist, because he knows that we look into his eyes and we say that you're a terrorist. I mean, that's what breaks my heart when I see that they're bullying their own journalists. If they give interview to Fox News, if they go on CNN, they bully them, they kill them, they harass them. But what I want to say that, yes, you're right. Give credit to the U.S. government right now here that they actually put them on restriction. They're not allowed to go to Costco, and this is how you should treat them, not like President Biden.
They're in a weaker position than
Yes.
they have ever been. So that's what I'm saying. I think that the politics that they have pressed and the repression against people like you and others, the threat
Yes.
against your life and others, has isolated Iran. And I think that, and I believe that, giving someone an opportunity to speak, it reveals them in many ways. People do see, because when you listen to the conversation,
for first time in our, sisterhood, let's agree to disagree. Dictators should be isolated from everywhere, especially
but I think it points out that's exactly what is happening.
No,
they are more isolated than they have ever been. And I think, the awareness that you have raised on this show and others about, because when I hear him say, we're not terrorists, this is Israeli propaganda that aligns us with these terrorist groups that have killed, because I said, we've had 600-700 Americans killed with Iranian militias and IEDs, brought home, some of them, missing limbs.
Exactly. They're targeting American.
He says that's Iran, that's Israeli propaganda. We have no connection to those groups.
They are targeting American officials on U.S. soil. I myself survived 3 assassination plots. Two other guys who got arrested to kill me, they were in charge to kill President Trump. So that's why I strongly believe that all Americans should understand that Iranians are sacrificing their life to isolate this guy, to protect democracy, because we love America. We want to have a normal relation with Israel, with everyone across the globe. And the only way that we can do it, to isolate Islamic Republic from everywhere, especially from a respectable platform like
Do you think, last question, I got to go, do you think that we've seen several overthrows of governments in the course of Iranian history? Many regimes have been taken down. Do you see that happening now? Do you see that coming?
We lost everything, but not hope. This time they are in their weakest point. All their proxies are gone.
That's right.
Hamas, Houthi, Hezbollah, crushed. Look at Syria. Nobody expected, but now they are actually here everywhere, and people are having hope. I'm not saying everything is fine, but we have hope. Okay. We have hope that with the help of democracies, we can have a free Iran without Islamic Republic, which is going to be an amazing ally for the rest of the world.
Okay. Well, I urge everybody to listen to the rest of it and listen to what Masih has said here today, and be informed about what's going on.
Next time I will see you in Iran.
Thank you.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.